we are to create our own project using the grad operation to perform on our MongoDB database. So I created two collections, one for students, one for teachers, and I added it. Or this was made possible using the add button and imported the file from my VS Code. So this is the JSON file I created in my VS Code, and I used that to import it to my Compass. Then I move straight to um, have two files created in the controllers, one for students, one for teachers. That will um, help me with the functionalities. So all the um, files has the get post the get post put and delete functionalities with the try and catch error, and with status 500, 400, and whatever. So if in case I'm creating a student and there's an error fetching that I have a response of error 500, which says error fetching or creating a student. Same way, and for each one I have validation. So for instance, I have validation to check for the various fields. There must be strings, and maybe in terms of age, it shouldn't be a negative number, so it should be a positive number. And I even have a general one to even test for the object ID. So in case the ID is being checked before it's being queried to the database, I have one to even check the format of the um, ID of the student. So if it's more than or less or it's not in that format, it goes. We probably have that for email. So I created individual routes for the various file to reference it and to make it possible to use. And in my JSON file, I'm using my render domain name, which I obtained from my render account by deploying my code to Git and Git to render. So my last deploy is this, and I just copy this. So if I have this, I can now test in any other file. So let me close this and open a new browser. So I can just paste there and do slash API docs. So when I do that, I have it. Okay, so I can test for my code. So I can do get try, and I have it, or the record sitting in my DB popping up here. So let me just minimize that. I can do that for teachers as well and get all my data. Okay, so let me minimize that one as well. So the next thing I want to do, I want to just create a new record for a student. So I have that, try it. Okay, so I have that one set here. So I just go and copy this, bring it here, and paste it. So I have it. So I paste and execute. So your student created successfully. So let me test the various errors. So let's say I claim Daniel and make it empty. Let me execute and see the error message I get. All field must be required. So there's an error message popping up. So I can put Daniel back and put say done. Okay, put say done. And now let me change this and make it negative 10 and execute. It tells me age must be a positive number. So it means that I can't do that. So I have to make it 10. Okay. So that is the error message that is giving me. So once I make it and execute it, it tells me student created successfully. Alright. So 500 meaning internal server error. Okay. Alright. Then I'll move on to teachers. So let me go and do a put for teacher. So that means I'm going to get um, the ID of a teacher. So these are the. So I want to change around. I want to change Ron. I want to change the ID for Ron. And let me see. It did Ron, so I still have Ron here. So I'm not going to use Ron. I'm going to use Matt. I want to keep it caps. Matt Max. Interesting name. So let me execute that. So teacher not found. So the record of teacher not found. Let me see. Let me get that from here. So copy. Paste that. Okay. So let me execute it. The teacher updated successfully. So let me try and change there or add something to that. So I added 78. Let me execute that. So it tells me that valid teacher ID format. So let me delete that. Okay. So I can see that. So now if I go to my MongoDB, I'm supposed to for teachers. So let's see, Mathmax. So let me. So I've deleted that. Let me go back to teachers. So let me execute that. Let me execute all teachers. Let me execute all teachers here. Let me execute all teachers. When it comes to inclusivity in here, a media or media person do not. Yeah, so Mathmax is here. So Mathmax is here. Thank you and thank you for having time. It's not